Alright, in this video we're going to be looking at a Gibson, you can tell it by the case, a Gibson custom shop Les Paul. Let's open it up. Their latches are a little different. They got one normal latch here and the rest are all, this one goes up, these go down. And it's got an extra one on the side here and one in the back. Alright. Ready? What am I doing wrong? Sorry. Okay, here we go. Yep, that is a purty thing right there. Let's turn it around. This is a Sunrise tea burst. So like iced tea. This is a tea burst, but Sunrise tea burst. You can see some flame. Figured top. This is a 1959 reissue, so an R9. Let's turn it around. You see the nice case, red back, Gibson custom shop, and there's the serial, starting with the number 9. So R9, let's turn it around and look at it. So we have gold knobs, gold top hat knobs. The color is really what sold me. The color and the wide flame right there, you can see. I don't know if you can tell, if you can see it moving. The flames move when you, anyway, I don't know. I don't know if you can see that or not. There's one, it's not a blemish, but you can see that marking there. Yeah, I guess if I had to complain about anything, I'm not a fan of that mark, but really nice. Really nice guitar. So we're going to put this back in the case. A guitar like this should probably live in its case, but I have it displayed. So let's take a look at it. So there it is on display in my house. And I have to say, okay, and there's the case. I have to say, if I were to do it all over again, giving some advice to maybe a new or intermediate guitar player, if you're interested in a Gibson Les Paul, you figure you'll never have enough money to afford a custom shop, or you wouldn't drop that much money, I totally understand that. Even a new Gibson Les Paul Standard from Gibson USA. Those are even too much. You could get a used one for $1,500 if you look hard enough. $1,700 all day long, $1,800, $1,900. But anyways, I have to say, the new Epiphone 1959 reissues, the Epiphones with the Gibson headstock. It's going to say Epiphone, but it has that open book headstock. If you buy the newer 1959 inspired by Gibson custom shop Epiphone Les Pauls, those feel like the custom shop. Now I've been told they have the same electronics, the same guts. And I can tell you, as someone who has had a few of those, and I've had a custom shop and several Gibson USA, the Epiphones feel more like the custom shop. So not only have I heard that they have Gibson custom shop parts and that they're inspired by the custom shop, they actually feel like a custom shop more than the Gibson USA models. So all I'm saying is, if I had it to do all over again and I was on a budget, I would buy a used 1959 reissue Epiphone, one of the IG, let me look. Yeah, IGC. I would buy an Epiphone 59 reissue IGC. It's going to say IGC on the back with the open book. I would buy the Epiphone because even though this one has, and you can actually buy a Gibson, it's not a decal, it's just a label. You put it over the Epiphone and then refin it. You know, you got to take all the parts off. You put it over and put lacquer on it, and it looks like you got a Gibson. Makes it harder to resell to a dealer, but yeah, no, I would buy the Epiphone if I was someone looking for one Les Paul on a budget. I would definitely go with the Epiphone 59 reissues, not the ones with the, you know, the goofy looking Epiphone headstock, but the newer ones inspired by Gibson. Those are really, really nice, and they're, like I said, they're actually closer to the Gibson custom shops than the Gibson USAs. And I have some Gibson USAs, which this one's really nice, but I played some Gibson USAs that are not that good. So it all depends on the guitar. You can have a Gibson USA that's kind of junky and an Epiphone that's really great. So, all right, that's all for now. Thank you.